Hello students, welcome to Social Science online classes. In this session, we'll discuss the sociology first chapter, family. In this chapter, you will learn meaning of family, characteristics of family. Okay. A group of two or more persons can be related by blood, marriage or adoption. Reside together in a household. Now, think about families. Families have changed over time. Think about a family structure 100 years ago. What made up the typical family? Look at this picture. How was the family in 1895? How about 50 years ago? In 1964, this was the family, structure of family. And about 25 years ago, that is in 1990, see the family size, only 4 members. And what about today? Today, first, let's define a family. Family is defined as a domestic group of people with some degree of kinship. This kinship is through blood, marriage, association, or adoption. Families can be made up of a mother, father, siblings, brother, sister, and other relatives such as aunt, uncle, cousins, grandparents, and step parents or other people you consider to be a part of your group. Then, how do you define your family? Thinking back to your diagram, who makes up your family? Considerations. It is important to note that we all have different definitions of family. However, you define it family is one of the most important groups in a person's life. Why do you think it is the most important group? Family is our first intimate relationship in the world. Intimacy at its core is defined as a close familiarity. The purpose. Families serve many different purposes or functions in our lives. Family can provide us with love, support, guidance, help, understanding, and humor. Family is a group that knows our past, present, and will celebrate our future. Oftentimes, we realize the value of our family, but we often forget or take for granted the people that are in this group. The family plays an important part in all aspects of a person's health. It's important to learn about family dynamics and ways of promoting healthy family. Importance of family. The family provides a safe and nurturing environment for its members because the health of a society is directly related to the health of the family. Promoting healthy families contributes to a healthy society. Let's have a look over the signs of a healthy family. A healthy family expresses mutual love and respect freely, allows its members to communicate effectively with one another, helps teens develop values and self confidence, serves as an important protective factor. Promoting overall family health. Although families differ in size and makeup, a healthy family strives to promote the physical, mental, emotional, and social health of its members. Meeting physical and other basic needs. Most parents and guardians provide for their families basic physical needs, including food, clothing, and shelter. They also make certain that children get medical checkups, receive immunizations, and learn to practice healthful behaviors. Meeting mental or emotional needs. The family provides a safe, comforting environment in which all members can express thoughts and emotions freely. By providing emotional support and unconditional love, families promote positive self concepts in their members. Meeting social needs. In the first few years of life, children learn from family members how to communicate and get along with others. This is from the family. We learn how to communicate with others. So it is said that family is the first school and the mother is the first teacher. A healthy family helps children become team players and teaches them to accept differences in others. It means the family members, especially the parents, teach their children how to cooperate with others and work together. That is, to work in a team is being taught in the family itself. Role of families in social growth of children. It means how does the family play a role in social growth of children? Developing a good value system helps you in making responsible decisions. Having positive values helps you become a good citizen. By observing traditions, adult family members pass their culture and history on to the children. Your family is more than just the people who live in your home. Your family also includes your extended family. Roles of members in a family. Each family member has roles and responsibilities in promoting a healthy family. The adults are usually in charge of providing basic comforts and fulfilling basic needs. They also set limits and make rules that protect the health and safety of their children. Children and teens respect the authority of parents. Teens may be asked to care for your younger siblings. Ways to strengthen the family. Demonstrate care and love. Give affirmation and show empathy. Show support, especially during difficult times. Demonstrate trust. Express commitment. Be responsible. Spend time together. Respect individually. Work together to solve problems. Be sensitive to others' needs. Now, have a look over your textual content, that is the characteristics of family. Family is universal. Say it means though it varies in accordance to specific geographical nature and time period, the family is found in all societies. See, the family is universal means we see families everywhere in the society. Okay, whether it is India or other countries, totally on the earth, we see family. That is the unit of a society. So, the family exists everywhere. The family is found in all the cities. Usually, families follow a fixed pattern in issues like marriage, nourishing, kinships, and property rights. Kinship means blood relations. Nurturing means bringing up the children. Procreation means giving birth to the child. Okay. So generally the members who belong to a particular family reside in the same place or share the same roof. It means the members of the family live together in the same place under one roof. The second characteristic of a family is it is the basic unit of all social activities. See, every activities of a social institution start from the family. Either it is a political, economical, educational, and several other activities in the society begin from the family. For example, you are studying in an esteemed institution. This is whose decision? This is your education also has been started with the decision taken by your family members, that is, it is your parents. During early times, the family was sending its members to participate in the important activities of local community. But now, due to the increased complexity of a social life, many functions of the family has been assigned to various other social institutions. Okay. The third characteristic is continuous responsibility and social accountability. Family teaches its members how to behave and how to discharge the specific responsibilities. It means to cooperate with the society members or how to behave with the society members is being taught by the family. So it means it is the we are delivering our responsibilities which are being taught by our parents at home. Apart from that, family also trains its children on how to live harmoniously with neighbors. See, we cannot just stand out and fight all the time with the neighbors. So we have been learned by our parents how to live peacefully with our neighbors. Along with this, it also educates about few social responsibilities. For example, it educates on how to keep the drinking water sources clean. So all the moral values or some of the responsibilities, social responsibilities, first where do we learn? We learn in the family itself. That's why it is said house is the first school and mother is the first teacher. Okay, now next characteristic is bringing up and nurturing. Nurturing means already I have told you, uh, bringing up the children. Okay, the family creates a basic rights and responsibilities with regard to children, and it also protects them. It creates the way to nurture and bringing up the children and makes them literate. It is the duty of the family to take care of elders during their old age. See, this is how means when we are kids, our parents take care of us, they help us to grow, they give us the education, they make us literate, and finally, when our parents grow old, it is our duty to take care of our elders during their old age. Teaches social behavior. The childhood and adolescence are very important stages in the process of socialization. Which are very important stages in the process of socialization? The childhood and adolescence are very important stages in the process of socialization. A child learns its mother tongue in the family. See, everyone, we have our own mother tongue. Okay. Oh, so where do we learn our mother tongue? We start speaking our mother tongue first at home. So a child learn its mother tongue in the family. It understands the social life around it through the mastered mother tongue. Okay. Children develop as per the social situation around the family. See, we develop or we grow up as per the situation what we see around the family. The family teaches the children about the ways of interacting with others and peer group. Okay, here uh, the family teaches how to interact, how means how to talk with elders and a peer group. Peer group means with your friends of the same age. How the family teaches the children how to interact with elders as well as with your friends. This means The social behavior, it demands and taboos. Here the word taboos means restrictions. Okay. So here this means the social behavior, it demands the restrictions, indirectly control the children. It means the family indirectly control the children and also control the social behavior. The family teaches behaviors like friendship, freedom, and security during childhood, adolescence, adulthood, and old age. And the last characteristic of a family is that it instructs the trade. Coming to the sixth characteristic of a family, that is, it instructs the tradition. Family includes several generations. It introduces the kinship. It outlines the relationship between grandfather, mother, grandmother, and siblings. It teaches that grandparents make the first generation, the parents form the second generation, and children form the third generation. Like this, it teaches the basic of traditions. See, family means usually in a family, grandfather stays, grandmother, grandfather, and sometimes even in a joint family, uncle, aunties also stays. So, what does the family teaches us? It teaches us that grandparents are the first generation and our parents form the second generation and we form the third generation. So like this it teaches us the basic tradition of the family. The family of a father, mother, and children is called as a second generation. Okay. See, the family of only father, mother, and the children, it is called as a second generation family. And the family that includes grandparents, parents, and children is called as the family of a third generation. Okay, what it is called, the in which family there are grandparents, parents, and children, it is called as the third generation family. Then coming to the next, a family that has grandparents, parents, children, and grandchildren is called as a extended family. Okay, means four generations staying together in one house, that is called as extended family. So dear students, in this chapter we have studied in detail about the family. Read the chapter thoroughly and start writing the notes. Thank you and have a good day.